now. First of all, you are expected to be in school. It's a state law. Did you know? It is a state law, and actually if we start seeing that there's too many absences, then we will start pursuing some other, you'll get a letter. It starts at 3 unexcused absences. You're going to get a letter that is sent home, and you just basically say, hey, we've got a few too many absences. We're concerned. Please contact us if you have any specific reasons for the absences. And then it talks about what the process is. So after 10 unexcused absences, and those are full day absences, then we are going to start pursuing truancy court. Again, that is not in Jeffco Public Schools. That's actually part of the legal system. So you're actually required by law to be at school. And after 10 unexcused absences, we'll start requiring a medical letter to excuse your absences. Suspendable offenses, so things that you can get suspended for. They're up there in red. They shouldn't be huge surprises to you. Defiance of authority, profanity. You can get suspended for profanity or inappropriate gestures. Habitual disruption of a class or educational process. You do not have the right to take away the education of others around you. So we start classifying that as habitually disruptive. Bullying, either to your face, to others' faces, or over social media. We will pursue suspensions over social media if there's any bullying going on there, or anything else that is inappropriate over social media. Sexual misconduct or sexting, possession of drugs, alcohol, or tobacco. That includes vape pens and e-cigarettes. So we are a public school, we are tobacco free. Other items are assault, fighting. Again, some of these shouldn't be big surprises. Weapons, use or threat of. Misuse of technology, you can be suspended for. Plagiarism, so if you copy someone else's paper, we can't suspend you for that. Dress code violations, and stealing. With regards to dress code, I've sent this out. I spoke to people on back to school night, but tank tops are okay. Must have the 2-finger rule, so the width of the straps must be 2 fingers. If you have a spaghetti strap on, you have to have a jacket or something over it that covers that up. That's actually what I'm wearing today. Okay, so I've got a spaghetti strap tank top on, but I've got a shirt over that. Shorts not too short. They need to be as long as your fingertips, as your hands are next to your side. And hats. You can wear hats outside, so if you're going to be outside playing basketball, bring your hat. Otherwise, hats are off in the building. Okay, no hats in the building. Yes?
Can you clarify the water bottles?
Water bottles, you may bring water bottles to class, but they have to be clear. Is that correct? Make sure. Okay, so clear water bottles. So if you have any bottle that's colored and we can't see through it, it's got to be a clear water bottle, okay? With water in it. Yeah, no Gatorade, no, it's got to be water. Otherwise it's sticky and it stains and it's bad if it spills. So water only. Thank you, Mr. O. I'll answer questions in a few minutes, okay? So hold on to your questions. No tea. Tea actually stains worse than coffee or soda. Okay, grounds for expulsion, okay? Expulsion means that you are out of school. You cannot come back to Bell, okay, for a certain period of time, up to 1-2 years. It could be up to 1 or 2 years. I think, I take that back, it might be a maximum of 1 year. But if you're expelled from Bell, you can't come back to Bell or another public school in Jefferson County, but we do have other opportunities for you for education because we have to. So there are other opportunities for education. But you cannot come back to Bell if you're expelled from Bell. Okay? First offense of selling drugs. First time you're caught selling or gifting. Gifting means giving it away, not necessarily exchanging money for it. But if you gift it, you'll be expelled. It's a first offense of mandatory expulsion. Mandatory. Okay? Second or third offense of using drugs or alcohol. You can be expelled for those. of using, okay? So there's a difference between selling, gifting, and using, okay? Second or third offense, you can be expelled from school for using. Carrying, bringing, possessing a weapon, including firearm, BB or pellet gun, knife, blade longer than 3 inches, or brass knuckles, those can be expelled. Some of those up there are automatic expulsions. If you bring a gun to school, it's an automatic expulsion.
So knives, if like you were to go camping that weekend and you have it in your backpack, can you just like give it to your teacher and say I went camping?
That's a good question. So here's how I've always operated, and some of you know this. If you go camping and you bring your backpack up and my kids, we camp a lot. My kids love to whittle their sticks. And you leave your camping knife in your backpack. What you need to do is you need to first of all, do not take it out of wherever it is. If it's in your backpack, you leave it in your backpack. You immediately contact an adult. Ideally, it would be an administrator like me or Ms. Arnson or Mr. Templeton. But you can certainly talk to any of your teachers and tell them. And we will safely take care of that, contact your parents, and you should not get in trouble, okay? You should not get in trouble. Depends on every circumstance is different. If we feel like you're not telling the truth, then we may have to pursue that a little bit differently. But if it's truly an accident, then we will work with you as much as possible. Let me get through this. I know you guys have a lot of questions because this stuff can get pretty involved, but let me get through some of this because I think some of your questions might be answered as we go through the presentation, okay? First or second degree assault, and we'll have in the back of the room, I want everybody to turn their heads and see Officer Derek Hall. Hi. Okay. All right. One of the things I want to touch base with. So Officer Hall is our school resource officer. He's a police officer for the Golden Police Department, but he will be at Bell quite a bit. And he's got multiple purposes here, but one of his main purposes here is to educate you guys and to be, if you have questions, he's a great resource for you. He really is a resource officer, okay? He's a police officer, but he's also a resource officer. So some of these questions he'll be able to answer. The one thing that you guys need to know is that since you're all over the age of 10, all of these things can get you suspended and or expelled, but it can also get you a ticket. Okay? And a ticket means that you, again, going back into the legal system, not Jefferson County Public Schools, but now you're in the system of the legal system that is, worldwide, bigger Jefferson County, whole county. So you can receive a ticket from the officer with any and all of these items: drugs, weapons, assault, sexting, texting, all of those things, social media. You can get a ticket, and then you wind up in the court system. And notice I say can. It's not mandatory, but it can happen. So it's really important that we pay close attention. If you feel something is going on, you have a friend that might be saying something that's scary, please tell an adult and we will handle it, okay? It's really important. We are all responsible for the safety of our community, okay? We are all responsible for the safety of our community. Habitually disruptive, we went over that. So if you're habitually, like if you have a bad day and you say something that you shouldn't have said, that's one thing. But if it happens habitually, it happens over and over and over again, that can also get you expelled from school, okay? Hold your questions, okay? I might answer your questions as we go through the presentation. So we are going to be implementing restorative circles. So if you have a conflict this year, one of the things that we're trying out is a restorative circles. You could still be suspended for the items that we just talked about. Again, I did not cover probably a fifth of what's in that conduct code. I just covered the big things. So there are a lot of other things that you could potentially be suspended for. But if we have a problem, say we have a conflict between two people, maybe it didn't get you in trouble, maybe it's just a conflict and you need to work it out. We're going to be working in restorative practices this year. So you may have a conversation. We may ask if you would engage in a conversation that's facilitated by one of the counselors. And so that we can restore the relationship between whomever it is that's having those conflicts. Okay? So that we can all re-enter into the community and move forward in a positive way. So I just want to let you guys know it's possible that you'll be asked to be part of a restorative circle if there's some conflict going on, and it could potentially be in conjunction with some school disciplinary actions. So I've already just introduced Officer Hall. He's in the back of the room. Like I said, he'll be here quite a bit. He also serves a couple of other schools, so he may not be here all the time, but he'll be here quite a bit. And on the back, so I touched on this just a second ago. If you have some concerns about a friend, if a friend is making threats, or a friend is really upset and sad and depressed, you can always come to a safe adult in the school. So it could be a teacher, it could be a counselor, it could be an administrator, it could be an office, it could be Miss Betty or clinic aide. You can talk to any adult in our building. It could be Officer Hall that you feel safe with, and we will help you. We will help you get help for your friend. We will help you get help for yourself. That is our most important, that truly is our most important role that we have, is to make sure you guys feel safe and comfortable both emotionally and physically. So if you have any concerns, please come to an adult. If you're not comfortable with that, ideally I want you to feel comfortable with that, because we want you guys to feel welcome here at school. But if you're still not comfortable with that, you can call Safe to Tell. So on the back of your IDs, when you get your IDs, and if you have them from last year, they may be on there. There is the phone number. It's on the back of every ID. So you'll be getting that. It's also posted, I think we have it posted around the school. But the phone number's on the back, and you can call, and it's an anonymous call. So it goes into a tip line, and we get immediate notification, we being the school, and we handle it from there, okay, to make sure that everybody is safe, okay? So this is an option for you if you're not feeling comfortable talking to an adult here, okay? You can also talk to your parents. Let's see, there's also an app, so and all the directions are actually right on the back. So when you get these IDs, the directions are right there, so you can text in any concerns. Again, it's totally anonymous. It's totally anonymous, so you can feel safe about that. One little note on that, please know that Safe to Tell truly is a system to keep people safe, emotionally and physically, but tattling can get people in trouble, so please use it for the purpose that it's intended to be used, okay? If there's a serious concern, please use it if that's what if that's how you're comfortable reporting something. If it's being done maliciously, or you're calling and actually telling a lie, that can cause a real problem. So use it for as it is intended to be used. Office pass. Okay, so you need to talk to somebody for whatever reason. You need to talk to somebody. The way this works is there's a basket in the counseling office, near the counseling office. You're going to sign a piece of paper, put it in the basket. It's all out there right by the counselors. Put it in the basket. They will call, and then you'll go back to class, okay? You'll go back to class, and they will call you down. If it is urgent, really an urgent emergency situation, then we will rally and just talk to an adult, any adult that you see in the office, and we'll make sure that you're taken care of. In other words, if it's really an emergency situation and you don't feel comfortable going back to class, then talk to somebody in the office and we'll take care of you. But in most cases, almost all cases, just fill that out. You need to talk to someone about a class situation or whatever. Fill out the form. We will get it as soon as we can. We will send a pass for you to get you out of class, and we will call you down to talk to you then, okay? Just so you guys know who your counselors are. Mrs. Yelnick is the 7th grade counselor. Mrs. Ballweg is the 6th grade counselor. Mr. Olson is our school social worker. And then we also have Mr. Irwin here. He is our social emotional learning specialist, so he's also available to talk to and help out with situations. Ms. Arnson and Mr. Templeton are 2 new APs, or Ms. Arnson is returning, she's not named. And then I'm also available, okay? And if you need to talk to any of us, that's the process you'll follow.